Maranatha friends, this video actually serves as a report about my recent South African missions. As you know that we have called to awaken the global church and also to equip them to join the mission of God. We were delighted to see the doors that God has opened for us in the land of South Africa. To begin with, we were in Cape Town. Cape Town is one of the most beautiful cities in the whole world. It is known for its rich, beautiful landscapes and, in fact, its rich history and the legacy of the history that it carries forward. As much as there are millions of tourists who would flock into this beautiful city to explore its beauties, but yet there is so much of brokenness in the city. Especially in the suburbs of Cape Town, there is so much of violence. There is brokenness in the institutions of family and marriage. There is so much of abuse with alcohol and drugs, and what is more sad to see and witness and experience is on how those places are kind of controlled by gangs. And truly, there's so much of devastation in people's life. And as we've been looking to find ways through which we would equip the church and make Jesus known to the world and thereby see individuals and communities being transformed, the Deep Rivers Revival Church in Cape Town invited us to do a conference for them. So my dear friend, Pastor Lawrence Naidu from the Upper Room Ministries in Johannesburg put together this conference for 3 days to equip the church where they could make Jesus known to their community and thereby see a change in the city of Cape Town. So we were there for 3 days and we did 5 sessions. We taught them the basic theology of evangelism. We answered a lot of life questions and evangelistic, apologetic questions through the Q&A session. And then we taught them some practical means through which they could actually join the mission of God. It is to herald the restoration, the redemption that is available in Christ Jesus, and on how the community could be transformed to live a life that would be honoring to God. You know, often we think that church is a place where the saints gathered, but the church here is a place where all the broken people gathered. Each of us, we are sinners saved by grace, and just to see those people acknowledge that very fact that they need Christ in their life to be whole and full in life, it gave us great joy. And more to it, as the church was called to be in the 4 corners of the world, when we gave a missional call to all the attendees in this conference, they came forward committing themselves for the mission of making Jesus known. Apart from the missions conference in Cape Town, I also did minister at the Upper Room Ministries church service in Johannesburg. I taught on the subject, the role of the church in the end times. I'm also delighted to let you know that I had the privilege of serving the Telugu diaspora in South Africa. There is only one Telugu fellowship in the whole country of South Africa, and that's South African Telugu Christian Fellowship. And this is being led by Brother Kishore and Brother Ranjit. And I was humbled to be the guest and the speaker at their Christmas celebration. What was more joyful was when people came back to us and shared on how the gospel touched their lives. There are many people out there who haven't heard the gospel even for the very first time. And those people came to us and they did share their testimony on how that gospel has pierced their heart. So in all, God made this trip so fruitful. And I'm delighted also to let you know that a partnership was forged between the churches in Cape Town and the Maranatha for the year ahead. A chapter of Maranatha is instituted now in South Africa, where we would be training the church leaders and equipping the churches to join the mission of God. They invited us back to do a school of evangelism for 7 days in Cape Town next year. So God's been doing some great things, and as I always say, we do every piece of work for the glory of God. And for each one of you who love me and who encourage me and who pray for me, pray that there is much harvest that God would produce through the service of these humble servants. Glory be to God. Thank you. Maranatha.